Once upon a time, two men decided if they were making the cut. And then they made the cut. And now JT and Aaron are talking everything from wrestling to pop culture and beyond, because it's no holds barred.
Will you back down, turn and run, or stand up with the best? When your back's to the wall, what will your answer be? Will you run for the door? Will you run out on me like it's hard?
It's no holds barred, son. Out here with all these damn mosquitoes.
Hey, what are you doing over there?
Hey, all right.
All
All
right.
right. It's no holds barred. We're here every single fucking Saturday.
Every time.
Doing this show for you every Saturday morning, but it's a blast. We love it. 3 times a month, we are doing our trek through determining the greatest WWE World Title change of all time. And once a month, we're doing all-time Build-A-Cards as well. So last week, we were here doing the all-time October WWE pay-per-view Build-A-Card.
Mm-hmm.
But tonight, we're back on our project. While you're here, if you're either watching or listening, you can subscribe. This is simulcast, both audio and video. Any podcast application or feed, you can subscribe to North-South Connection. On YouTube, we're on North-South Connection. Search that, subscribe there. That way you won't miss a thing. Because some stuff is simulcast, but you also have unique programs on both feeds that you need to check out. Aaron, what do you got?
Is that a reversible sweater you're wearing?
It's not a sweater.
Hoodie?
It's a hoodie. It's not reversible, though.
See, white is a bold choice for stuff like that.
I know, and I don't usually get white because it's a risk. But I loved it. So the Jets are going back to the old school logo next year, and this is my logo, my favorite logo. And they're putting it all over a bunch of their merch this year, and next year it's gonna be like their official logo. So when I saw this pop up on my Facebook, I'm like, I have to have it.
Yeah. Now, is that their original logo or like a logo?
No, they had like the old 60s one, but this was like 80s, 90s.
Right.
Classic Jets logo. This is I grew up with this logo. And I think it's the best one.
Are you at all upset that their quarterback died?
So we're in the end of 1999. We have one more to go. We have watched a lot of 1999 title changes here, Aaron. We've
sore spot. Got it.
Let's see how many we've seen. We've gone through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 1999 matches. Producer Tim's no longer with us either. So
rest in peace, Tim.
Fuck off. And
I wasn't trying to make you upset. I was just curious. We haven't talked about it
in the past. This really would be the 11th if you want to count the Raw January 4th. We did it technically because it was December 28th or 29th, I mean. But anyway, ostensibly on television, there's 11 title changes in 1999 for the world title. The most by far of any year.
And I think that's reflected in our like significant scores. And it's probably a good time to tell you, for each of these things, we rank them in 5 categories. So match quality, significance, the moment, build, and aftermath. We each give a score out of 10. 5 categories gives us a nice round score out of 100. And yeah, I think what we're talking about here, when you look at our significance scores for the whole year, they're all somewhat low except WrestleMania. And I think that makes a lot of sense to me based on what we're talking about. 11 changes a lot.
It's a ton. It's a ton. So Triple H won the title back in the 6-pack challenge Unforgiven. We talked about that in our last title change episode a couple weeks back. Tonight we're covering Survivor Series 1999, which was meant to be The Rock, Triple H, and Steve Austin in a really souped up top guy world title showdown. Triple H is defending against those 2 dudes. Steve Austin's neck is just a disaster, so he's going to go on the shelf and have surgery. So they do a bit of a bait and switch. They announce him for the show. They injure him earlier in the night by getting hit by a car. Mm-hmm. Big Show had won a match earlier in the night by dominating the heel team, right? He won pretty much. He takes out his own team earlier in the night.
Was that the Bulldog and the Posse, or was it?
Yeah. No, it's not them. It's Boss Man, Albert, and Draws is already paralyzed. It's Boss Man Albert and Kaientai's on his team. Blue Meanie and Kaientai are on his team, and he attacks them and it goes out alone.
Doesn't like people wearing blue?
No, he hates it.
Would he have a problem with Blue Cane?
It's crazy that Blue Meanie was still around this late in 99. So anyway, he won earlier in the night. He's in the middle of the Boss Man feud. Boss Man has already done all the stuff with your nasty bastard and your dad. Like that was leading up to this. So
his dad has died, right?
it was okay. Viscera Midian, that's who it was. I think his dad had no. Yeah, because he dedicates this win to his dad or whatever.
To his
After.
dead
So
dad.
yeah. So the greatest poem of all time. Tears that are soaked. Sorry to hear Dad finally croaked. Yeah. So just all-time stuff. So Show is, we talked about Unforgiven. He looked really good. He's coming off of that Undertaker stuff, and now he's got a lot of sympathy with the Boss Man feud. So they make him the mystery guy. So why don't we pick it up? We are paused at. I am on the cock at 2:17:19, and where are you on the Swedish network?
2:16:57.
Okay, here we go. In 3, 2, 1, play. Was there anyone else at this time that you think could have been inserted into this match, or you think, looking back, or even in the moment? I have one guy that I think.
Me too, and it's probably the same. It's
Bulldog.
Test. I guess it wasn't the same.
No, it's Test. I think Test would have been the guy. He was still really over from the Love Reliever. Had the history with Shane and all that. Like I think Test here could have been a star-making type of situation if he wins the belt over Rock and Triple H.
Because Big Show's already kind of a star.
Yeah.
Like not to the level that I don't. So I guess the thing is that like once Big Show wins this belt, we'll talk about it as we get through the categories. But I don't think it does that much for him.
See, I think it finally legitimizes him because I think you look at most of '99 as like a disappointment for him.
Right.
Like he came in and they talked about it. Like WCW doesn't know how to use a giant. Like we'll use the Big Show right. He's going to be a spectacle like Andre, and then he's losing to Steve Austin on Raw 2 weeks later. So it's like they really kind of flubbed him, right? He's got the shitty matches with Kane, but they did a good job here rebuilding him into the show. So I do think him winning here makes him not Lex Luger, right? Makes him not that choke artist guy where he keeps getting chances to rehab and fucks it up. So I do think there's value in giving him this title.
I guess the flip side to that is like, they don't know how to book a champion, but then when he wins the belt, it's kind of underhanded. Not that he's being underhanded, but like in theory, Triple H and Rock are at a disadvantage already. But
it's not his fault. Like
it's not his fault, but it's not a strong win based on a strong story.
But it's not like they didn't know they weren't going to be a triple threat with an all-time stud. Like it's not like it was a singles match and then he got put in. It was supposed to be Steve Austin, which is arguably harder than Big Show.
Yeah, I guess. Well, then again, it's different though.
Yeah.
Right? It is.
I don't think it's underhanded, and we'll see. But I think he beats
not the right word, but you get what I mean. Like it's not clean.
But I want to see if he beats him clean. Does he beat him without any shenanigans? That's my question.
He does. I'm pretty
sure.
So
to me, that legitimizes it.
Yeah.
Now I do think Test could have been a good choice because if you're trying to make a new star, that could have been your chance. But I think they're done with Test. Clearly they're done with Test. So
interesting camera work here that when they play his music, they don't show him coming out.
Yeah.
Like they're more on Triple H and Rock's reaction.
Well, I think they wanted the reaction.
But it's there for a long time. Normally they'd switch back and fucking Kevin Dunn, I guess, wasn't flipping the fucking switch yet.
And the crowd is like excited here, but I definitely could see watching this. I didn't watch this pay-per-view live, but I could see watching it live thinking, because like again, to your point, Big Show's just kind of been a guy now for a bit, right? So it's like, is it really an exciting choice? You're thinking maybe we'll get a surprise dude or something.
I think once they did this, he kind of has to win. Because it's not a flashy choice, right?
So if they go Test, does it mean more when Steph turns on Vince and Test?
Yeah.
And then Test loses in January. So I mean, you're pretty much burying him, but he does get a world title run, and he does get to be the focal point maybe for a couple months.
Look, I think it's telling that I think it is quite telling that whenever Big Show gets the belt, he doesn't get any sort of reign that lasts more than a month until 2011.
Yeah.
And I think that's really telling because that's what I mean is that it didn't really do anything for him. It legitimized him, but not really.
I think it took away him being like a choker disappointment. I think that's the biggest thing you get out of it. It's like,
I guess.
Because he's Luger. It's the same timeline. You know what I mean? Like if Luger wins a SummerSlam, even if he only has it for 3 months, he at least won the big one at some point and it justifies it all. Like here, it's like a Big Show doesn't win here. does he not win it again until 02? It's like,
Yeah, but that's it. I think if you wait until it's meaningful for him, maybe then it's a
but maybe it means
the,
less because it's like this guy's never won. He's been here for all this time.
but he hasn't been there that long. He's been there a year, and
No, but if you
quite,
wait till 02, it's almost 4
I
years.
don't think you wait till 02. I think if he doesn't win here, he probably gets it sometime in 2000 or 2001.
I don't
right?
know.
Like,
That's all Rock, Triple H. I don't know if they give it to Show. 01, he's in the Fat Farm, and he's on the shit list.
yeah, but maybe he's not, right?
No, but that might escalate quicker if he doesn't at least get this. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if he loses here and like feels like a jobber, I don't know. Like, is he in the main event of Mania if he doesn't win the title here? I don't think so.
that could cut both ways, because that could cut that way, or it could cut the other way of like, okay, I'm gonna stay in shape until they give me my shot. Right?
I don't think that's his personality. I think he gets bored and checks out.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how early, like how, because I don't think he ever really. Did
Yeah,
ever
he gets
check out?
fat and does the cigarettes in
No.
WCW.
Yeah, but he's not really fat. He's still wrestling. He does the cigarettes, but is that him or is that a story they gave him?
No, I think it was like NWO was kind of doing their own shit at that point. I think it was him being kind of lazy. I think he's a guy that gets lazy and checks out during this part of his career. I think if he doesn't win here, I don't think he goes to the Mania 4-way. I don't.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, well, I am too. But for him, I don't think it motivates him anymore. As it is, he gives up in August, gets fat and gets sent to rehab or whatever. So.
But like, for all the talk of not being able to use a giant properly, they never do.
No.
Like, they never do right.
You can't use a giant properly in the modern day construct. Like, it worked with Andre because he could move around from territory to territory. It was a big deal. He could do battle royals, and he's not overexposed. In this environment, you got 4 hours of TV, and he's one of your top stars. You're going to have him on. So he's going to have to do things,
Yeah, I think they probably could have leaned more into his natural charisma and talking ability that he had at this point.
I don't think they realized he even had it until.
But that's their fault for not knowing that shit, right? Like, it's like hiring Ricky Henderson and not understanding he can steal bases, All that's to say, I don't know if Test is a better choice for the promotion, maybe, but I think it makes Test more than this win makes Big Show.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think Test ends up in the same spot, but without Mania. Like, I think he gets screwed by Steph with Vince. He gets left with Vince and Shane. Then they screw him out of the belt on Raw.
But I wonder what it was that lost their confidence in Test, because he's pretty heavily pushed since '98 when he shows up, and he kind of delivers most of the time up to this point too.
I think Russo leaving, they shake up the booking. They drop the Stephanie Amnesia stuff, and then they end up doing they put her with Triple H, and
Vince loves the big guys.
And I think Test without the Stephanie stuff is kind of like, he's not a good talker. No. Yeah, and Toolman on our producer Toolman here says, is it because he looks too much like Triple H? I don't think you can rule that out.
Maybe.
I think they look very similar.
But if that was true, that would mean Triple H is like a petty and vindictive wrestler.
Yeah, and he's been proven to not be that. So.
Yeah, so I don't think that's appropriate in any way, Tim, and I don't want that brought up again.
I think Test not being able to talk hurt him as well, though.
Yes, I agree. That's probably what it is. I mean, look, his next big thing after this is the testicles. No, you will be sorry. Yeah. Is it hurt you at all? He's in a t-shirt now, too? A little bit, right?
Yeah, I don't know what happened from Unforgiven. I mean, he was juiced up and jacked, but you can see his gut here a little bit.
Is his best look his best look is the WCW look, right?
I kind of liked what we saw at Unforgiven with the braid and
the
tights, and he was slim. So I don't know if he was starting to bulk up a little bit from Unforgiven to here.
But without those two, everything else is bad.
Yeah, I mean, O2 especially is bad.
Oh, he's in the jeans and the brush cut. He's poofy really hair. Big.
Later, he's got the Amish beard. I don't mind that. I guess where he wears the old King Kong Bundy singlet.
I don't like that. I don't mind when it's the camo. When he goes to the camo, I don't mind.
Like the black and blue Jericho. That's
okay. It's more when it's just the plain black singlet. I don't like, because King Kong Bundy's body was so weird. I don't want to see anybody else in that. Like,
it looks on King Kong Bundy looks like a swing, or like Mr. Potato Heads when you put like the pants and suspenders and you put them in. Like that's what Bundy looks like.
Yeah. Yeah. It's so funny looking at Bundy as like a giant when you compare him, he's kind of short.
That's why I never saw him as a giant, honestly, because of the height thing.
I think it's because when I first saw him, he was murdering Hulk Hogan.
True.
And I was like, oh my God, this is the worst thing ever. And I was like 7. They're doing the traditional brawl around the arena now because they didn't plan the match beforehand.
Well, I was gonna say they're relying on every Attitude Era trope where, they're just like, fuck it, go brawl. I mean, it's been okay. The crowd's been pretty invested.
Yeah.
But there's just not much of a story. Like, there's no flow. It's just all 3 guys taking turns punching each other for the most part.
Yeah, which I'm never a fan of. If this were WCW, Eric Bischoff would be mad about Big Show's tan, 100%.
Oh yeah, for sure.
This guy's fucking pale as fuck. I can almost see his veins.
Yeah.
See, and if he's gonna wear all this gear like the shirt, this is where he really needs tape or elbow pads or knee pads.
I think for this, they should have went no shirt, unless the gut was really getting that bad.
Yeah.
Does he have the shirt right through Mania?
He does.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: is that with a giant, you accept a little bit of gut.
Yeah, you'd be okay with it.
It's fine. Or why didn't they just go back to that Andre the Giant singlet,
Right.
which covered the gut?
He never had that here though, right?
No, it's weird.
He came in right with the short tights.
No, well, I guess they weren't booking him as Andre's son, so why would he have the singlet? Like,
Yeah, and I think they wanted to show off his upper body because it did look good through a lot of
He's in good
99.
shape.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he'd come out in early 99 with his hair down, like he looked incredible. Like it's like a caveman.
I like the ponytail braid too, though. Like I said, at Unforgiven, I think he looked really
I agree.
good.
I agree.
Does it hurt too that, like, I know it's the era and they do it all, but like all 3 of these guys are just in black. Like there's no, like, Rock doesn't even have like a little color going on, you know?
Yeah, he's got the silver writing.
Yeah. All you have for Big Show is the red letters on the shirt.
It's funny when you rewatch the 1998 Royal Rumble. Everybody.
Oh yeah, it's just the era.
Everybody.
And everyone wanted it as fans. They were like, "Oh yeah, we just want dudes in black tights and boots fighting and being realistic." Right? Everyone was done with the bullshit.
Sure, but I mean, we would have been fine with like red tights.
A little color, yeah.
Yeah, like it's not the like I don't need someone in overalls like dressed like a pig farmer.
No.
But if Bob Backlund's wearing red trunks, I'm good.
Like, but everything's black here. Look at the banners, the ring apron, the mats.
I meant the shirts on the people, by the way.
The barricade, the steps, the ring posts. Like it is everything. Everything.
Jim Ross's heart.
Yes.
Even the back Jim Ross's heart is going to stop from the cigarettes or the bitterness?
Oh, the horniness.
Oh, definitely the horniness. The guy who's pulling the wire is all in black, but he's a stagehand. He's supposed to be wearing black. The barbecue sauce. Yeah, that guy's. Jim, you got to stop. You got to stop making that sauce, Jim.
I'll never stop saucing.
Mark Eaton all in black.
Big Show, I mean, he's working his butt off in this match. I'll give him that.
Oh, yeah. Jim Ross is all in black, too. I never noticed even Jim Ross is all in black.
Yeah, it was everyone.
The King?
Yeah. It is the full aesthetic throughout this era.
Yeah. It's funny when we were talking off the top about there being 11 title changes from in 99. If you go back 11 from the start of 99, it's the Shawn Michaels Sid from the Royal Rumble 97. And if you go back 11 from there. Yeah, it's I think it's Savage. Yeah, it's Flair beating Savage for the title.
Yeah, it's crazy. How much fear?
Yeah. Hold on, back from there.
Bruno.
Hogan beating Sheik.
Yeah, there you go. So, I mean, the 99 was crazy. And it's not even a big, like, change. Like, a lot of times you say, oh, look at the beginning of the era versus the end of the era. Like, it's not that different here. I mean, I guess Triple H and Big Show were different than January, but Triple H was on his way. Like, you could see it.
Yeah. Well, you could see they wanted it. You couldn't see it, but you could see they wanted it.
The table bump right there. Now we're in the crowd. Yeah, they're just going full on walk brawl chaos.
It's funny. I don't remember how I felt at the time during these, but looking like these are the matches that age the worst.
Yeah.
From the Attitude Era. And I don't mean like Brett and Austin at WrestleMania 13. There's something special about that
there's
one.
a story within that. Yeah. But yeah, these get interchangeable. I go through the same stuff in ECW, honestly. Like, my favorite ECW stuff is not just like the walk brawl through the crowd with the weapons.
Right.
Like, at the time, yes, it was super exciting though.
Yeah. Except unless it's uncensored 95 with Harlem Heat and
Yeah, well, that
Nasty
never gets
Boys.
old.
That's just a fucking. I cannot believe how much I enjoyed that shit. Like,
Oh, it's so good.
I was expecting to loathe it, and then
No,
watching them.
Jenny's all-time favorite show and top 3 match right there.
I know.
Yeah, the
Watching
mustard
them
sherry
slip on
falling and all
soda
that.
and like
Yeah.
struggle through. Yeah, like
Yeah.
so stupid, but it was awesome. The perseverance of those men is to be applauded.
Mm-hmm.
So Rock is doing his usual number on Triple H.
Yeah, this match is definitely a little sluggish here, and but the crowd's into it. And they're not sluggish, but like
Yeah,
it's repetitive. Like we're just doing the same thing, and that's why I liked that 6-pack so much.
yeah, because everybody was running. Here's the thing too: is that like, look, by this point, I mean, there's so many title matches.
Yeah.
And it's all the same guys.
Right.
Right. So that's why the 6-pack stood out, because Kane's in there, Bulldog's much made fun of him a little bit. Like he's in there. Like it's different. Like Rock and Triple H have been fighting for the belt all year in one form or another.
And the crowd's still red hot for it.
Like, do we even have a world title match in 1999 that doesn't involve one of these guys on pay-per-view? I don't think so.
A match or a change? No, even a match, probably not.
I guess
Taker.
Over the Edge, yeah.
I mean, if you add Taker in,
yeah,
Taker, Austin, Triple H, Rock, that's your year. Like one of those guys is in everyone.
Well, that goes back even, and if you add Foley, it goes back to like WrestleMania the year before.
Yeah.
Oh, Shane? Is that Shane? Yeah.
Well, no, Taker's at Rumble 98. So it's really
Yeah,
Rumble
that's true.
98 if you add Foley, yeah.
Yep. That's crazy.
Yeah, so Shane's out as the ref. He's a face now.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Is that why he's wearing the shirt under the? Was he just cold? Why is he wearing the long sleeves under the?
I think he just had a dress shirt on, threw it on to run out.
Oh, the idea is, hey, I got to put this on fast.
But he had already turned with Vince coming back face. I think Shane pretty much went with him during the whole Stephanie Mean Street Posse stuff. He turned.
Oh yeah, this is where he like learns to respect Test. Well, this is why Test should be out there.
That's what I mean. It would have made more sense. Test was more involved in the McMahon Stephanie stuff.
And you could even go as far if you wanted. You could do something where like, how did Test get the match? Shane got him in there, and that pisses off Vince because he wanted Big Show, or like.
Yeah. When Test, they were doing the broken nose thing too. Remember, they kept busting his nose, and he had to wear the nose guard and that whole thing.
Look, I'm all for baby faces like showing vulnerability, but like
they made him look like a bitch.
A glass nose is not the way to do it.
Right. Could they've added both guys and said both these guys deserve a chance? We're going to throw them in.
Yeah, but then I think you run the risk of actually hurting one of them in a loss.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I mean, this has been fine.
It's fine. It's not good. It's fine.
So I just looked when I watched it for War, and it wasn't that long ago. I went 3 1/4
on this match.
Yeah, and I don't think I'm going to be terribly far from that right now.
Right now, I'm not feeling that, but I want to see what I rated it last time I watched it, which was a long time ago. Because when I actually sat down and watched all the pay-per-views.
Well, 99 was one of the first ones you did.
One of the first ones I did. I'm at 3.
I would say I think that's where I'm going to land probably right now.
I kind of feel a bit lower this time.
Triple H maybe not. Shane.
All the bullshit that's happening. Do you like this version of the title?
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, nothing's the Winged Eagle, but this one's okay.
It feels like an evolution of the Winged Eagle.
Yeah.
For me, the one that I never liked, and maybe this is unpopular, is when they moved to the Undisputed one.
Yeah, that was all right.
I didn't like that one as much. It's not that it's not nice. It just lacked that charm of like of the old ones.
Yeah.
It didn't feel connected to the old ones in the same way.
All right, here comes DX. Now things breaking down.
Bam, bam, bam. Don't say break it down.
Breaking down.
Break it down. Billy Gunn. How you crazy? Billy Gunn's still wrestling.
And he's in black.
Of course he is.
Road Dogg's in black. X-Pac is pretty much in black.
Yeah. I mean, they're wearing a healthy amount of green, but at least.
All right, here comes Vince. Angry
Is Vince going to be in black? Or Hawaiian shirt?
Just his pants. Just his pants are black.
His face walk is not the same as his heel walk.
No.
Like you could put ski poles in his hand and it would look appropriate here. Another
he's
Triple
always
H
so awkward. Look how he's standing.
Yeah.
There you go. Tries to screw Triple H again. Now he gets him. Yeah, so it doesn't really win clean. Triple H did have help too, though.
No.
So this is it. That was a good
Why
choke
would,
slam.
why would he miss to hit him again?
Oh, I forgot Vince counts it. I hate that.
Oh, yeah.
I guess he's an official, but that's gonna hurt the moment for me. All right, let's talk about it.
I do like him flipping off Triple
Yeah.
H, though.
I think I'm still gonna go 3 on the match, which puts it as a 6. Even if it's 2 3/4, it's on the higher end.
Yeah, I think I'll land there too. That's fine.
All right, significance. I mean, it's Big Show's first win.
But it's a worthless
Triple H
win.
loses again, but yeah, it's only for
Months.
it doesn't do much before he loses it back.
Well, the problem is he loses it, and then he's no longer in the he's the champion, and he's not in the main event.
I'll give him a point just for it being his first win.
Oh, you're going 1? I'll be a bit more generous. I'll go 2.
Well, he changed mine, but yes, okay.
Oh shit, I've done that before. I want you to
All
go
right,
2.
moment. I'll go 4. I like the DX coming in. I like Vince with the flip off. Big Show's crying, dedicating to his dad, and it's his first win. That's pretty cool. Beats Rock and Triple H.
I'm gonna go 5, but only because I remember the time being genuinely surprised that they went with him, and it was something different than the rest of the year.
All right, I'll give the extra point since I screwed
So-
up significance. Build, I mean, Big Show's built pretty well as a sympathetic face. The triple threat between Austin, Rock, and Helmsley's built pretty well.
But then you don't get that match. So
No,
that's
you
gotta hurt
don't.
it.
So that hurts it. Maybe a
This is
3.
arguably a worse match than what you
Yeah.
would have gotten with
3.
less star power.
I'll go 3.
I'm gonna go 2 because I hated the car running over Angle 2. I'm not a fan of attempted vehicular homicide. I mean, in my life I am,
Right,
but
just
not
on TV.
I don't want to watch it. It's too close to home.
All right, aftermath again. I mean, he fights Boss Man and then loses the belt. So I'm gonna go 1.
I'm going 1 also.
Yeah. All right, so that gives us a total score of 32.
Jesus Christ, that's not strong. So that's gonna land. Yeah, it's tied with something else, but the other thing's destroying it in terms of significance. So
Okay.
it's gonna land as the 47th best title change
Out of
all time.
53. So
Yeah, which I mean, I guess that to me, like we talked a lot about like what's surprising, what's not, but I actually find that somewhat surprising.
yeah, I think I would have thought a little bit higher coming in. Like Austin Taker on Raw. Well, I don't know. I mean, Foley Triple H on Raw that we just did recently. Like maybe I could see it in that realm, like about 10 spots higher, maybe.
Yeah, I think so. You know what? We don't normally do this that often, but like since this is landing in our bottom 10, why don't we do the bottom 10?
Okay. All right. So our 53rd best is Pedro Morales versus Stan Stasiak from December 73 house show. 16. I think that's one we didn't really have the footage, so we just kind of guessed at it.
Guessed that it would be shit, and we were probably correct. 52. Hulk Hogan, Yokozuna, WrestleMania 9, 23 points that made everybody mad.
With 24 points, we had Mankind versus The Rock from Royal Rumble 99 as 51st. We really did not like that. I mean, 53rd. We really did not like that. No, wait, I'm all fucking.
No, a 0 for the moment for me, I believe.
Yeah, we just couldn't go with that. Couldn't stomach it.
The 50. Hulk Hogan versus The Undertaker, Survivor Series 91 with 30 points.
Tied with that was Steve Austin versus The Undertaker from Over the Edge, 99. That's our 49th best, but a little bit higher in significance. So
48th is Bruno Sammartino versus Stan Stasiak, 31 points. Stan Stasiak not well represented in this list.
What we just talked about, Rock, Big Show, Triple H from Survivor Series 99 at 32 points.
47. At 46, Bruno Sammartino versus Ivan Koloff wins the belt, 32 points also.
Ultimate Warrior versus Sergeant Slaughter from the 91 Rumble with 34 points.
And then the 10th worst, which is the 44th best, is the triple threat from SummerSlam 99, Steve Austin versus Mankind versus Triple H with 37 points.
Yeah. So, I mean, you can look at the bottom of the list is pretty much buckets pretty obviously, right? Most are either old matches that we didn't have like full footage or some underlying circumstance like Rumble 99, Over the Edge 99.
Yeah. No footage.
Then you have the couple of, and Hogan Yoko is a disaster. So the outliers are really Survivor Series 91, Survivor Series 99, and then Slaughter Warrior, I'd say, and SummerSlam 99. So there's 4 in there that you could say are maybe truly the worst because they don't have an extra circumstance.
Right.
and we have the full match in good quality. Like, so you could argue that, Hogan Taker at Survivor Series 91 is really our worst match because there's no
Yeah.
reasoning for it to be that bad,
Yeah, but it if they don't do Tuesday in Texas, it's probably not in the bottom 5.
Yeah.
Right. So it's almost not fair. Like maybe that's a circumstance also.
Yeah.
To
So
a degree.
you could argue there's a world where this is the worst. I mean,
Yeah.
if everything else kind of has a qualifier. I guess this was thrown together last minute. If you want to put a qualifier on it.
I wonder how last minute actually was thrown together. I know like it was presented as such, but they must have known before.
Not by much, probably, because I think it was significantly before they would have not done the match.
Maybe.
All right, so that'll do it. We'll be back here in next Saturday with another world title change, and we'll continue to truck through. Again, subscribe to us on YouTube, on any podcast application. We appreciate all the love and support. The Dookies dropped, the Bards are no hold, and we're out.
Jockass.